think? I understand you guys Spence winning because you feel he can do a lot more. How would Porter beat him? If you're training him, what tactic do you need to beat him?
Porter's kind of showing you some of that lately. His last fight with Ugas, that he's switching up a little bit. He's not just bringing that bull and trying to shot stuff anymore. He's trying to box, trying to keep shooting, he's trying to use his legs. He's trying to do a little Jersey Joe Walcott. With his legs and doing all that, he's trying to, hoping that'll help him with the judges and maybe, give him an angle, give him a little confusion in there to the opponent. By him changing, he's telling me something. Fighters' language is different than normal people's language. They don't have to say a word. Their actions tell you a million sentences.
Right.
And his actions, and I used to say that when I was broadcasting the fight for ESPN, he said, you don't need to hear this guy spouting words right now at a press conference. He's telling you that body shot hurt him. He's coming out this round, and all of a sudden he's on a bicycle. He wasn't on a bicycle before.
Right.
He just told you something.
Yeah.
He's screaming.
All those things take effect. Okay.
With no noise, he's screaming.
Gotcha.
And so I think that in some ways, Porter was screaming in his last fight. He's telling you the answers already. He's saying, at this point in my life, at this point in my career, you know what? I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna look for something else. I'm not just gonna bring that pressure game. That pressure game. There's a lot of wear and tear involved in that pressure game.
Gotcha.
He's not in this business. This ain't his first year or his second year. You know what I mean? Those miles start to accumulate a little bit on that odometer. So I'd have to go with what he believes. I got to go with what the fighter believes. The fighter showed me that he's not sure that he can just bring that all-out attack all night. So I would probably mix it up, to be honest, to give you a good answer. I would mix up a little bit of boxing with a little bit of picking my spots to hold the fort.
Now, from Spence's point of view, I heard Roy Jones say this a couple months ago, that Spence beating Mikey Garcia wasn't that impressive. He hadn't seen Spence really in there with somebody. Should Spence get rid of Porter like you anticipate, would that show you any more of the Spence being ready to be the pound-for-pound guy?
I think Spence is already there.
Okay.
I believe in Spence.
So you disagree with Roy Jones?
I'm not saying I love Roy.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm not saying I disagree. He's got his opinion, I got mine.
Sure, certainly.
And he's very deserving of his opinion because of who he is.
Yeah.
And so I'm just looking at it differently.
Okay.
I'm looking at it that this guy was an Olympian. This guy went to London and beat Kell Brook. This guy has done everything you've asked of him. I believe what I've seen.
I got you.
I don't think it's a mirage.
Okay, I got you.
I believe that when he wants to be relentless, he's relentless. I believe that he's a terrific body puncher. I believe that he's more than just that he's technically sound in a lot of areas, that he can switch it up, that he can be very versatile, he can counter, he can box, he can go get you.
Yeah.
I believe he can do all those things. And I believe that he believes. That's where it comes from.
That's
for
what's
me.
most important.
That he believes that he's always going to do that.
Okay.
And that's enough for me.
And you believe he'll even beat Crawford, right? I think you've said that before.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it'd be very interesting. It'd be very interesting. I love Crawford. It'd be very interesting. Crawford is, he brings a different dimension to it. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's tall and long, stepped up in weight classes, and a guy who's a winner, a guy who's dynamic, but a guy who goes about his business in a different way, where he controls range, where, he looks to set traps. But then he believes too. Crawford, that would be an intriguing fight for me, because that son of a gun, he believes too. When it gets down to it, to being a junkyard dog, man, he could bite with the best of them. Because you try to take something from him, he'll say, you know what, I like to control range, I like to be out here, I like to counter, I like to have it my way, just like you guys like to have a buffet and all things when I hope he puts some food out for you guys.
Not so much.
You
Talk to him about that.
Yeah, really, that ain't right. But everyone wants to have what is most comfortable for themselves. And yeah, Crawford would love to have that, but when he don't have that and he has to go the other place, he has shown you, and I've seen it, where he'll say, freak it, I'll fight you right here. I'll do whatever I got. And he's got one other thing that might even be better than what Spence has. And you didn't expect me to say that. He's got tremendous instincts. He's got, Spence has, I stand by my word. Spence is physical. He's technically solid. He's an Olympian. He's put together the right way. And he mentally has that result. He believes. But so does Crawford, but he's got an instinctual presence to him that I haven't seen with too many fighters.
Doesn't he do even some of the things the guys in the black and white did?
You know what he does?
Sorry.
He does what my mentor, who I think was I'm prejudiced. He was the greatest boxing guy ever. Customano. Said that the special ones do. He makes it up as he does it. Not too many people can do that. He's like a Louis Armstrong that can create a new tone right there on the stage with the horn that you never heard before. And that's what Crawford can do. And that's pretty damn special. And that's why I can't just close my eyes and say, hey, I favor Spence in that fight, but it'd be a fight that I would actually go to.
Is that a fight we see in 2020?
The same guy who won't give you a buffet, you have to talk to him. You have to talk to him because the problem now in boxing is that the best fights can't be made too easily.
Yeah.
Because you got different sides of the street.
Why don't you run for ambassador of boxing, commissioner of boxing, and make it so we get these good fights? You know all the fights that's out there.
Hey,
you know all the people involved.
Listen to my podcast. Listen to my podcast.
The Fight with Teddy Atlas.
Tell me that. Tell me where's your podcast?
Yeah.
Where can I find the podcast?
Yeah, if you go on YouTube, that's about it. All I know how to describe it.
What's the name of it? Tell us the name of it.
It's called The Fight with Teddy Atlas. You go on YouTube and you go on the iPod, whatever that stuff is that you geniuses know about. That's about as sophisticated as I can go. Sure. I know it's on YouTube.
Okay.
I don't know how else to direct you, but it's called The Fight with Teddy Atlas. We put one out every week. Okay. And sometimes twice a week. Okay. And I talk about this stuff.
All right, I'm gonna have to go.
And not everybody likes it.
No, I want to hear it. I'm sure everybody here wants to hear why doesn't Teddy Atlas become the ambassador of boxing, and so we can get a good fight every 3 weeks.
I'll tell you one thing.
We can have a championship fight.
The first thing I would have to do is, I'd have to kill a lot of trees because that paper that they make those pink slips on. Yeah. That you hand out when you're terminated. There'd be a lot of pink slips come Monday, baby.
It's a great podcast, Teddy.
Thank you.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, man. I appreciate
Teddy,
it.
Teddy, mind if I just ask you one more thing? You told me after Lomachenko beat Pedraza, my eyes see a great fighter. With Tyson Fury, do your eyes see a great fighter, a great heavyweight?
That's a real good question. It's up to him. See, I know Lomachenko, I think this is fair. Lomachenko is in for the long haul. I mean, he was bred to do this since he was born. Now, Tyson Fury, to a certain extent, a little different, but to a certain bad fits and fights, the gypsy, the great culture, great tradition in his family of fighting, and great care for that, great belief in that, that they're family of fighters. And so but Lomachenko a little different. I mean, when this guy was born, the first thing he saw was boxing gloves. I mean, a lot like Tiger Woods' father, who did an unbelievable job, and we forget about that. Tiger Woods' father said, I'm going to make him the best boxer in the world. I'll be damned if he didn't do it. Or come damn close to doing it. Depends on what your choice is, and obviously what your opinion is. But Lomachenko's father did the same thing. And so it's been his destiny. He was preordained to be this and to last through the whole road of it and go to the long haul. I don't know at this point, Fury, how long he wants to be in there. That's the difference. Is I don't know if he is locked in for the long haul. I mean, and I think he'd be honest with you about that. He's had some problems that Lomachenko didn't have, and thank God he overcame them. And he's a great story. Anybody who doesn't want to live anymore, you know what? And he comes back to live. He can give a great story to people that get into a desperate place, that are on the edge of the brink of the edge, of going to the wrong place that nobody should ever go to. Nobody should ever be ready to discard the greatest gift in the world, life. And it's sad when you hear that, but it's empowering when a guy comes back from it and can tell other people, live. You got a reason to live. Give yourself a chance to live. And I love that about Fury and his son. And that should be put out there more. This guy who don't put the buffets out there, he should put that out there more. Besides that, he's 6'9" and he boxes like a lightweight. And all credit to him.
Right.
All respect to him that he can do that. But also that he can do this, that he can make people believe again that they should live.
You haven't loved his opponents lately, though.
Yeah.
On the fight with...
No, I know. Yeah. And see, that's the problem. Lomachenko, is sharpening his blade against guys that will sharpen your blade. And make people like you guys say the things he deserves. But a lot of guys won't say those things about Fury because of who he's fighting right now, even if he does maybe deserve it, quite frankly.
Like he had a special moment in the last fight.
Yeah.
Right.
So they go together. And the thing, again, with Fury is, he could be as good as he believes he wants to be in this business to be. I just don't know what that thought is in his mind. I don't know what that commitment is. I do know what it is for Lomachenko, and so do you guys.
Talking about fighters that have overcome adversities, David Benavidez recently overcome adversities. He has a fight in a couple of weeks. What's your thoughts on Darrell and Benavidez?
I like Benavidez in that fight. I mean, I know Darrell is more polished, he's more sophisticated, if you want to use that word. He's supposed to be, he's going to be the cuter guy, the guy who's a little slicker. Benavidez is a big, strong monster. And I think that I'm hoping for him, like I hope for anybody, that what he's gone through will only embolden him to be the best he can be. I would favor him in this fight. I think that Darrell is getting a little long in the tooth, quite frankly, and Benavidez is a young, strong guy that you better not be long in the tooth when you get in the ring with him.
There's another fighter on that fight card, Mario Barrios. Are you familiar with Barrios? And who he's fighting?
No.
The kid out of San Antonio?
Not enough.
Not that yet?
Not enough.
Who do you think do you think is a fighter out there that gives Lomachenko a match right now?
Listen, again, you have to put a limit on how high he's going to go up.
Shakur Stevenson brought his name up earlier.
Teofimo Lopez.
Stevenson still has to do a little business before, a little shop work. Get a few more things done.
Okay.
Terrific kid,
Sure.
terrific talent, silver medalist, terrific talent, and there's no roof to how good he can be.
Sure.
But let him go
Tank
out
Davis?
there and sharpen his teeth on something. He can punch like heck, but what has he been in there to show you that he can handle what Lomachenko is going to bring? I'd go more for the kid from Fresno that fights.
Jose Ramirez?
Yeah, that fights for the purpose of helping people with the water in that area, the farmers and all that. I like people that fight with a purpose. I like people that have care about others behind them. I really do. And I know people are going to be shocked to hear me say that, but I'd like to see that one. I'd like to see that one a little more. You know why? Because he showed me something against Hooker. He showed me more than just seek and destroy guy. Right. And most people thought that's all he was. Right. And I don't blame him for what he showed us. Right. But in that fight, he was more than that. In that fight, he was more than that. He out-jabbed the guy. He out-jabbed the guy that was supposed to jab his head off.
Right.
He outboxed the guy who was supposed to box circles around him. He did things in that fight that probably got missed by a lot of people, quite frankly. That they didn't see. They just saw the end.
Yeah.
They just saw, but they didn't see how he got to the end.
Okay.
He got to it with a jab. He got to it by being smart, picking the right spots, not just being that bull in the China shop.
Okay.
I like him.
Teddy, just back to Tyson.
And he's an Olympian too.
Sorry, Teddy, just back to Tyson Fury. Many people thought he won the first fight. Are you concerned in the rematch he may not get a fair crack at the whip with the judges again?
Listen, I'd be worried every time I get in the ring in this business. You been around, buddy?
22 years old, so not too long.
All right.
I've seen some bad scoring in my life.
Catch up. Start watching some film. There's a lot of bad ones out there for people to have a damn good reason to be worried when they get in the ring, depending on where the power lies, who the promoter is, who's got the influence. Because that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. Sometimes too often. Sometimes too often.
How did you score the first fight, Teddy?
You know, I didn't score it, but I wasn't appalled by the decision the way some people were. Because I spent 20-something years at ESPN being appalled by decisions every week. Every freaking week. This wasn't one of the worst. That wasn't one of the worst. Those 2 knockdowns caught him up. Did I think Fury put more rounds in the bank? Yeah. Yeah, I did. But those 2 knockdowns catch you up a little bit. And so, did I think at the end of the day, if I scored it, I might have had Fury winning? Yeah, maybe I would have. But I wasn't thrown up in the basket the way I feel like doing with some of these decisions that are out there every week. But why did we get so crazy over that one? Why? Why? Because it was heavyweights. Because then we paid attention. But what about these featherweights, these bantamweights, these lightweights, these other guys that are less descript? What about them getting robbed after they spent their whole life to get to that point? What about that? Shouldn't we get upset about that?
Absolutely.
Teddy, what's your take on Canelo fighting Kovalev at light heavyweight?
I think the zone needed that fight. I think it's business, baby. Ain't personal. It's all business. They needed that fight. If you haven't heard, they paid a lot of money out there. You know, 100 million here, 360 there, 50 there. You know, it adds up. And you better get some subscriptions filled. And they weren't doing it quite at the level they needed to. They weren't putting those kind of monkey fights, and they needed to. And the billing, if you haven't noticed, that's a billing period. November. That's a billing period. So the bills got to be paid, baby. Bills got to be paid. And so I think that was the genesis. That was really the push to make that fight. Was that? And listen, they can sell it. They can sell it a light heavyweight. You can step it up in light heavyweight. Canelo, he's the golden goose of boxing. He's stepping up to light heavyweight. Wow, sounds good. But what we forget is Kovalev, a little long in the tooth.
Yep.
He's got 1 foot in the shadow. And he's coming off an awful tough fight. They showed a lot of heart. But man, he was in trouble in that age. He's coming off of and do you think that normally he would be getting in the ring this fast? No. Benjamin, baby. Benjamin.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Teddy.